There are 3 fruits sitting in your kitchen right now that could completely change how you feel when you wake up tomorrow morning. And here's what's scary. Almost every man over 60 is ignoring all 3 of them. That heaviness in your legs, that fog in your brain before noon, that feeling like your body just quit on you. Most men blame age. But what if I told you it's not your age that's failing you? It's your breakfast. I'm Dr. Natalia Parker, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening inside your body and how to fix it. Because right now, in grocery stores across America, there are 3 completely natural fruits that have the ability to restore blood flow to areas that have been starving for years, to quietly nudge your testosterone back up without a single injection, and to flood your cells with the kind of clean energy you haven't felt since your 40s. No prescriptions, no expensive clinics, no waiting months to feel a difference, and the order you eat them in actually matters more than most doctors will ever explain. I'll get to that. But first, I need to tell you about a man named James, because what happened to him at 71 years old is something I see almost every single week in my practice, and it might sound a little too familiar. James walked into my office and sat down like a man who had already given up. He didn't look sick, he wasn't overweight, but something behind his eyes had gone dark. He told me, "Doc, I used to be the first one up in the morning. Now I can barely drag myself out of bed. My wife thinks I'm depressed. Maybe she's right." I asked him a few questions. When did the fatigue start? How's your sleep? Are you still intimate with your wife? That last question hit a nerve. He looked at the floor and said, "That part of my life is over." Here's the thing. James wasn't broken. His body wasn't done. What was happening to him is something that affects millions of men after 60, and almost none of them realize what's actually causing it. It's not low motivation, it's not depression, it's not even aging in the way most people think about aging. It's a collapse in 3 biological systems that your body absolutely depends on to function like a man: circulation, hormones, cellular energy. When those 3 systems start falling apart, everything falls apart with them. Your stamina disappears, your drive vanishes, your confidence crumbles. And the worst part? Most men just accept it. But James didn't have to accept it. And neither do you. Because each of those 3 failing systems can be directly supported by one specific fruit, not a supplement, not a pill from some online store. A fruit, something you can hold in your hand. Let's start with the first one. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I first learned what this fruit could do for blood flow, I was skeptical. I'm a clinician. I don't get excited easily. But the research on this one stopped me in my tracks. I'm talking about the pomegranate. And what it does to your arteries after 60 is something every man in America needs to understand. Here's what happens inside your body as you age. Your blood vessels get stiffer. The inner walls of your arteries accumulate damage. Plaque builds up, and a critical molecule called nitric oxide starts to decline. Now, nitric oxide is not something most men have ever heard of. But let me put it this way. Without nitric oxide, your blood vessels can't relax, they can't expand, and blood can't flow where it needs to go. That includes your heart, your brain, your muscles, and yes, it includes the one area that matters most when it comes to intimate performance. This is where the pomegranate comes in. Pomegranates are loaded with a specific class of compounds called polyphenols. These polyphenols act almost like a cleanup crew for your arteries. They reduce inflammation inside the vessel walls. They fight oxidative stress. And most importantly, they boost nitric oxide production. That means your blood vessels start opening up again. Blood starts flowing more freely. And areas of your body that have been running on a trickle suddenly get the full supply they've been missing. Now here's where it gets really interesting. A clinical study tracked older men who drank pure pomegranate juice daily. Within just 2 weeks, a significant number of them reported noticeable improvements in the quality of their erections. 2 weeks, no medication, no side effects, just a fruit. But the benefits didn't stop there. And this is the part that surprised even me. The same men also reported fewer nighttime bathroom trips. Less urgency, less discomfort. That's because pomegranate also provides direct support for the prostate. The anti-inflammatory compounds in pomegranate help calm swelling in the prostate gland, which is one of the main reasons men over 60 find themselves getting up 3, 4, 5 times a night. Remember James? When I told him to start with 6 ounces of pure pomegranate juice every morning, no sugar added, he looked at me like I was joking. He expected a prescription. He expected something complicated. But here's what I've learned after more than 2 decades of working with men's health. The body doesn't need complexity, it needs the right fuel. James followed through. And what happened next is something I'll explain in just a moment, because first you need to understand the second fruit. Because circulation is only one piece of the puzzle. You can have perfect blood flow, but if your hormones are in the gutter, you're still going to feel like half the man you used to be. And this second fruit targets the exact hormone that defines masculine energy. Most men over 60 have dangerously low testosterone. And I don't just mean a number on a lab test. I mean the real, felt experience of it. That fire you used to feel when you woke up in the morning. That edge in your voice, that confidence when you walked into a room, that drive that made you want to build things, lead things, protect things. When testosterone drops, all of that fades. And most men don't even realize what's missing. They just think they're getting old. But here's something most doctors won't tell you clearly. Your body still has the machinery to produce testosterone naturally, even after 60, even after 70. What it's missing is the raw material, the building blocks. And one of the most effective natural sources of those building blocks is sitting in the produce aisle right now. I'm talking about the avocado. And before you think this is some trendy health food gimmick, let me explain what's actually happening at the biochemical level. Your body produces testosterone from cholesterol. Specifically, it needs healthy fats, monounsaturated fats, to fuel that production line. Avocados are one of the richest natural sources of exactly that type of fat. But that's just the beginning. Avocados are also packed with magnesium and zinc, 2 minerals that are absolutely critical for testosterone synthesis. Most men over 60 are deficient in both, and nobody tells them. There's also vitamin B6, which plays a very specific role. It helps lower cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and it's essentially the enemy of testosterone. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. It's that simple. And modern life, stress, poor sleep, processed food keeps cortisol elevated around the clock. The B6 in avocado helps break that cycle. Let me tell you about Eduardo, 68 years old, former contractor, built houses with his bare hands for 40 years. When he came to see me, he could barely shake my hand firmly. He told me, "I don't feel like a man anymore, Doc. I feel like I'm disappearing." His testosterone was low, not dangerously low on paper, but low enough that his body was screaming for help. I told him to add half an avocado to his daily routine. That's it. No hormone replacement, no injections, no pills from some wellness clinic charging thousands of dollars, just half an avocado. 1 week later, Eduardo called my office. His energy had shifted. He felt more present, more grounded. He said something that stuck with me. "I feel like the fog is lifting." After 6 weeks, his follow-up labs showed his testosterone had increased by nearly 20%, from half an avocado a day. Now, I know what you're thinking. If circulation is handled by the pomegranate and testosterone is handled by the avocado, then what's the third fruit for? And honestly, the third one might be the most important of all, because without this one, the other two can't do their job. Your body can have perfect circulation and balanced hormones, but if your cells don't have energy, nothing happens. It's like having a car with a full tank of gas and a perfect engine, but the battery is dead. The car won't start. The third fruit is what charges that battery, and it's probably the most overlooked, most underestimated fruit on the planet. I'm talking about the banana. Now, before you write that off as too basic, too simple, let me explain why the banana is one of the most strategically important foods a man over 60 can eat. Bananas are loaded with potassium, and potassium does something that most people don't fully appreciate. It directly relaxes blood vessel walls. It helps regulate blood pressure. And it protects the cardiovascular system in ways that complement everything the pomegranate is already doing. But that's only the surface. Bananas also contain magnesium, which supports muscle function and reduces cramping. They contain B vitamins, which drives cellular energy production, and they contain tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin, which means they actually help stabilize your mood and improve your sleep. Better sleep means lower cortisol. Lower cortisol means higher testosterone. See how this all connects? Let me tell you about Robert, 73 years old, retired school principal, proud father, the kind of man who used to light up a room, but when he walked into my office, that light was gone. He told me, "I feel a tiredness that goes deeper than my body, Doc. It's in my bones. It's in my mind. I wake up already exhausted." I asked him one question. "What do you eat for breakfast?" He said, "Most days, nothing. Maybe coffee." And right there was the problem. After 60, your body does not have the reserves it once had. It cannot run on empty the way it did at 30. It needs fuel first thing in the morning, and that fuel needs to contain very specific nutrients. I told Robert to start every single morning with one banana, a tablespoon of natural peanut butter, and a glass of water. That's it. 3 days later, he called me. Something changed. I don't crash at 10 a.m. anymore. I feel steady. I feel clear. Within 2 weeks, his wife called my office to thank me. She said, "You brought my husband back." Now, here's the part I've been building toward. And this is what separates men who see small improvements from men who experience a complete transformation. Comment below what state you're watching from, because I'm seeing this pattern in men everywhere, from Texas to Michigan to Florida. And if this video is making sense to you, type yes in the comments. If not, type no and tell me what you'd like me to cover next. Here's what most people miss. These three fruits are powerful on their own. But together they create something I call the vitality triangle. 3 systems working in sync: circulation, hormones, energy. The pomegranate opens the pathways. The avocado fuels the hormones. The banana powers the cells. When all 3 are firing at the same time, the results aren't just additive, they're exponential. Think about it this way. If your arteries are open but your testosterone is low, you've got blood flow but nothing driving it. If your testosterone is up but your cells have no energy, you've got the engine revving but no power reaching the wheels. If your energy is high but your circulation is blocked, you've got fuel with nowhere to go. You need all 3. That's the key. And the order you introduce them matters. Here's the exact plan I give my patients. And this is important, so pay attention. Days 1 and 2, start with the banana only. 1 medium banana with natural peanut butter or a handful of walnuts for breakfast. This sets your energy baseline. Your body needs stable fuel before anything else can work. Days 3 and 4, add the pomegranate juice. Keep your morning banana and add 6 ounces of pure pomegranate juice, no sugar added, about an hour before lunch. This is when your circulation starts to reset. Some men notice warmer hands and feet within the first few days. That's blood flow returning to areas that have been restricted. Days 5, 6, and 7. Bring in the avocado. Keep everything from before and add half an avocado to one of your main meals. Scrambled eggs in the morning, on top of a salad at lunch, however you prefer it. This is when the hormonal support kicks in. After the first week, maintain the full cycle. Banana in the morning, pomegranate juice mid-morning, avocado with a meal every single day. Now let me tell you what to expect, because managing expectations is important. During the first 7 days, most men report more stable energy, less dependence on caffeine, clearer thinking, and deeper sleep. Between days 8 and 14, circulation improvements become noticeable. Warmer extremities, less tingling, and for some men, the return of something they thought was gone for good, morning erections. Mood also improves significantly during this window. Between days 15 and 30, the deeper changes happen. Hormones begin realigning, energy increases further, stamina improves, and many men report a return of drive that they haven't felt in years. Not just physical drive, mental drive, emotional drive, a sense of purpose that had quietly disappeared. A study followed 180 men between 60 and 78 years old who incorporated all 3 of these fruits into their daily routine for 12 weeks. The results were striking. 72% reported significant improvement in daily energy. 68% showed measurable cardiovascular improvement. 64% noticed improvement in intimate function. And 85% reported an overall sense of renewed vitality. Those numbers aren't from some obscure supplement trial. They're from real men eating real food. Now, I know some of you are thinking, what if I don't like one of these fruits? Fair question. If pomegranate isn't your thing, strawberries and blackberries are rich in similar antioxidants. If avocado doesn't work for you, walnuts and almonds provide comparable healthy fats. If bananas aren't appealing, papaya or oranges offer strong potassium content. The principle stays the same. Circulation, hormones, energy. You just swap the delivery vehicle. And if you're thinking this sounds expensive, let me put it in perspective. A month's supply of these 3 fruits costs less than a single bottle of most testosterone supplements, far less than a clinic visit. And unlike pills that mask symptoms, these fruits actually support the underlying systems that are struggling. Now, before I go any further, there's something I want to share with you. I put together a medical guide specifically for men over 60 that outlines the most common mistakes that silently damage the prostate. Mistakes that most men make every single day without realizing it. Things your doctor probably never warned you about. It's completely free, and I left the link in the pinned comment right below this video. If anything I've said today concerns you, that guide is the next step. Grab it now while it's on your mind. Let me come back to James. Remember, the man who walked into my office feeling like his life was winding down? After 1 week on the banana routine, his morning energy stabilized. After 2 weeks with the pomegranate juice, his nighttime bathroom trips dropped from 5 to 2. After 3 weeks with the avocado added in, something shifted that went beyond physical. He stood differently. He spoke differently. He told me, "I didn't just get my energy back, Doc. I got myself back." His wife noticed immediately. She told me later, "He's cracking jokes again. He's initiating things. He looks at me the way he used to." That's not magic. That's biology, reactivated. 3 systems that were starving finally getting what they needed. And here's what I need every man watching this to understand. Your body was not designed to shut down at 60. It was not built to lose strength, lose drive, lose confidence just because a certain number of birthdays passed. What happens after 60 is not a sentence, it's a signal. Your body is telling you it needs different support than it did at 30 or 40, and when you give it that support, it responds. Sometimes faster than you'd ever expect. I've been working in men's health for over 25 years now. I've sat across from thousands of men who believed their best years were behind them, men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. And I've watched what happens when they make one decision. Not a dramatic decision, not an expensive decision, just a simple choice to give their body the fuel it actually needs. The posture changes, the voice changes, the eyes change, their partners notice, their families notice, they notice. Because when circulation returns, when testosterone rises, when energy comes back, the man comes back, not a younger version of himself. The real version, the version that was always there, just buried under years of the wrong fuel and the wrong information. This is not about chasing youth. This is about reclaiming what's yours. Your strength, your clarity, your confidence, your connection to the people you love, your sense of purpose, all of that is still possible. All of that is still within reach, and it starts with something as simple as 3 fruits on your kitchen counter. But I do want to be clear about something. These fruits are a foundation, not a ceiling. They're the starting point. Because there are 5 specific minerals that, when combined with these 3 fruits, amplify the results dramatically. Minerals that accelerate the entire recovery process. Minerals that most doctors almost never bring up in a checkup. And some of them are so overlooked that most men have been deficient for decades without knowing it. I'm going to reveal all 5 of those minerals in my next video, and I'll show you exactly how to pair them with the 3 fruits for maximum effect. That video is going to change the game for a lot of men. If this conversation made sense to you, if something I said today hit home, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications, because on this channel, I explain what most doctors don't have the time or the honesty to say clearly, and every week I share information that could genuinely change the way you age. I'm Dr. Natalia Parker. Take care of your body. It's still ready to work for you. You just have to meet it halfway.